Hi dear students, in today's class let's learn about occurrence of metals. So the earth crust is the major source of metals. As we all know that the outer surface of earth consists of metals. Okay. The elements or compounds which occur naturally in the earth crust, and these compounds are known as minerals. So what are minerals? Minerals are compounds or elements present in the earth's surface. Okay. And then what are ores? Yes, minerals that contain a very high percentage of particular metal which can be profitably extracted from it are called ores. That means if the minerals consist metals but that metals can be extracted for our profit, then those minerals are called ores. Cleared? Some metals are found in the earth crust in the free state and some are found in the form of their compounds. Okay, see some metals, can you give some example like uh, gold, silver, platinum? They are present in the free form. Okay, and these are very less reactive metals and they are found in bottom of the reactivity series. Okay, you can see here like silver, gold, platinum and mercury, but mercury is present in a sulfide ore. Okay, so which metals are available in a free state? Silver, gold, platinum. Usually the least reactive metals are present in the free state. Okay, the the metals at the top of the reactivity series are so reactive that they are never found in nature as a free elements. So which are the high reactive metals? Potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium. So all these are never found in its free state. Can you give me the reason why these are not present in its free state? What would happen if they are available in a free form? Yes, they may react with the oxygen and easily it catches the fire, and you just think, imagine that situation, how it would be. That's what they are not found in a free state. The metals in the middle of the activity series are moderately active and they found in earth crust made as oxide, sulfurs or carbonate. So mainly the metals which are at the middle of the reactivity series such as zinc, iron, tin, they are present in its either in oxide form or sulfide or in the form of carbonate. Okay. Yes. Now let's see how the ores metals are extracted from ore. So mainly it is classified into three based on their reactivity series such as metals of high reactivity, metals of medium reactivity and metals of low reactivity. Metals of high reactivity such as potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, all these are obtained through electrolysis. Okay, electrolysis. Through that process it is obtained, and further through the different methods we get the pure metals. Okay, and the metals of medium reactivity such as zinc, iron, lead, etc., they present either in carbonate form or in a sulfide form. Example, zinc sulfide, zinc carbonate. Okay, through the calcination process, zinc carbonate is reduced to oxide. Okay, what is calcination? Calcination is a process of heating zinc carbonate or any metallic carbonate in the limited supply of oxygen. Clear? If the metal consists carbonate ore, then we follow calcination process. If the metal consists sulfide ore, then roasting process. We follow roasting process. That means heating a sulfide ore in the presence of oxygen. Then we get oxide of metal, zinc oxide, and further through the reduction process the oxygen is eliminated, and then last step is what? Refining, means purification of metals. Okay, if the metals the low reactivity, Again, low reactive, as I told you, mercury consist sulfide ore. The same process. Roasting means heating in the presence of oxygen, and then we get the metal, and through the refining process we'll get pure metal. Okay, this is the what classification of extraction. But extraction of metals from their ores has three main steps. They are concentration of the ore, reduction of the metal, and refining. Now, what is concentration of the ore? It is also called as enrichment of the ore. Okay, see, it is the removal of gangue impurities from the ore by different method. So, what is concentration of ore? Removing the basic impurities. Let me give you one example. Think of leafy vegetables. Okay, like soppu. We say soppu. First, what she will do, what your mother will do while preparing leafy vegetables curry. She will put that leaves in water, right? So what happens? All the lighter particles such as weeds, some other grass, leaves, they all start to float on the water, right? So how she'll remove that? She'll easily remove, she'll easily separate those impurities, right? Similarly, here gangue particles means basic impurities present in a ore. Okay, here it is given the definition of gangue particles. It is a impurity present in ore like rock particles, sand particles, clay, etc. So all these are what basic impurities, and this is removed through some physical method. Okay, and that method is called concentration, like concentration of the ore. The next is what? Reduction of the metal, means reducing oxygen content from the metal. The last is what? Purification of metals. So these are the main steps involved in extraction of metals. Okay, let's see first one, that is extraction of metals low in the activity series. Okay, so metals in a low activity series means the metals which are present at the bottom, right? So metals which are low in the activity series, that can be reduced to metals by heating in the presence of oxygen. Okay, that is a roasting process. Main example is mercury. Okay, cinnabar HGS, that is a mercury in the form of sulfide ore. So how it is removed through the roasting process. So roasting is what? Heating the sulfide ore in the presence of oxygen. Okay, when we heat this HGS, that is cinnabar, will get a mercuric oxide along with the sulfur dioxide gas liberates. And further, when we heat this mercuric oxide, we'll get a pure mercury. Okay. Similarly, copper is obtained from its sulfide ore by heating in the presence of oxygen. Okay, CuS plus O2, it gives Cu2O, cupric oxide, and when we heat this cupric oxide, we'll get a Cu, and along with sulfur dioxide gas liberates. This is what? Extraction of metals in the low reactivity series. Usually aluminium, silver, platinum, all these are present in a free form, right? But some metals such as copper and mercury, they present in a sulfide form. And the sulfide, how do we extract the sulfur from these ore? Through the roasting process. Remember that. The next is what? Extraction of metals in the middle of the activity series. So examples are what? Zinc, iron, lead. They are found either in oxide, sulfide or carbonate. So it is easier to obtain metals from their oxide than from their sulfide or carbonate. So through the reduction process, we remove the oxygen. But if they are present in sulfide or carbonate, it has to be converted into first oxide form and then reduction. Okay. So non-oxide ores are converted into oxide from form before reduction. Non-oxide ores can be converted into oxide form by roasting or calcination. Roasting is heating of an ore in the presence of oxygen, and it is used to convert sulfide ore into oxide form. Example, zinc sulfide plus O2, it gives zinc oxide. So what is calcination? Heating ore in the limited supply of oxygen, and it is used to convert carbonate ores into oxide form. Example, zinc carbonate, and in both the cases we get zinc oxide. Further, through the reduction process, that is, the oxide ore is then reduced to a metal by heating with the reducing agent. Here, what is reducing agent here? Coke. Coke is a electrope of carbon, right? Remember that zinc oxide, that is a metallic oxides, are reduced by heating it with the reducing agent. Then finally we get a pure zinc. Okay, so what are the steps involved in extraction of sulfide ore of metals? First is concentration of ore, then roasting, and then reduction, and then purification. And steps involved in extraction of carbonate ore: concentration of ore, calcination, reduction, and purification. Okay, what is this thermite reaction? So what happens sometimes, reactive metals like sodium, calcium, aluminum, they are used as a reducing agent to obtain metals from their oxides. For example, sorry, think of this manganese oxide. Okay, here we cannot reduce oxygen by adding reducing agent. Instead of that, when we add strong metals, this aluminium, it displaces manganese from it, and will get a manganese metal. Along with that, aluminium oxide and heat is liberated. And this type of equation is called a displacement reaction, is called a displacement reaction. Okay, so what is the displacement reaction? High reactive metal displaces low reactive metals, right? So this is called displacement, and through displacement reaction also we can separate oxygen from a metallic oxides. Cleared? Yes. Which are the high reactive metals? Like sodium, we can treat with the sodium, calcium, aluminium. So what is thermite reaction? The reaction between metal oxide and aluminium, and their highly exothermic reaction. Okay, what is highly exothermic? A lot of heat is liberated during this process, and metals are obtained in a molten state. Okay, and this reaction, it is called thermite reaction. There is one more example, the reaction between iron oxide and aluminium that produces molten iron, and this is used to join a rail tracks broken machine parts. Why? Because in the pure state, iron is in a molten form. Remember that. Okay, remember that. Even gold, pure gold, is in a molten state. So generally, what is thermite reaction? Thermite means a heat. Okay, it is a exothermic redox reaction between a metal and a metal oxide as a reactants. Important, this one is very very important. What is the thermite reaction, and write its application. So thermite welds, you would have seen this in railway tracks. Okay, last one is what? Extraction of metals at the top of the activity series. Okay, so highly reactive metals at the top of the activity series like potassium, sodium, calcium, aluminum, etc., it cannot be obtained from their ores by simple heating or by heating with the reducing agent. So they are obtained by electrolytic reduction. So what do you mean by electrolytic reduction? Yes, passing current to the through the solution, okay, of their molten chlorides. For example, when electric current is passed through molten sodium chloride, sodium metal is deposited at cathode and chlorine gas is deposited at anode. So what is cathode? They are the two electrodes, right? Through it the current passes. So cathode is a negative part and anode is positive. All the cations, positive charged ions, moves towards anode, and all the positive charged particles moves towards cathode and the negatively charged particles moves towards the anode. For example, when you pass current to sodium chloride NaCl solution, what happens? Sodium deposits on cathode, that is positively charged particle that moves towards cathode, and chlorine moves towards the anode. So this process is what? Electrolysis. So refining of metals, that is the last step involved in the extraction of metals. The removal of impurities from the metal to obtain the pure metal is called refining. The most common method for refining of metal is electrolytic refining. In this method, block of impure metal is made the anode and the thin sheet of the pure metal is made the cathode. So cathode what? It is a pure metal, anode is impure metal. The electrolyte is a salt solution of the metal to be purified. For example, in the electrolytic refining of copper, in the purification of copper, a block of impure copper is made the anode and thin sheet of pure copper is made the cathode. Okay, the electrolyte is acidified copper sulfate solution. When electric current is passed through electrolyte, pure copper from the anode is deposited at the cathode and the impurity settle down as anode mud. In this picture you can see that. So this solution is a copper sulfate and the anode, that is positive this side, anode is a impure copper and cathode is a pure copper. So what happens when we pass current to this solution? The pure copper starts deposit on at cathode and impure copper is start deposit at anode. Okay. So we have reached at the end of this class and it's time to give you a homework. So the first one, define the following terms: minerals, water minerals, water ores, and what is gangue. Okay. So see the slides and write the answers. Name two metals which are found in nature in the free state, and what chemical process is used for obtaining metal from its oxide. What is that process? Okay, that you have to mention. Yes, thank you.